G'day guys, basically wanted to show you my balcony garden, give you a quick overview. Got about 3 meters by about 2 or 3.5 meters. It's fairly productive, still leaves room for us to sit and get around. I could put more out here, but I think my housemate would kill me. He likes to be able to come out here and sit around and smoke cigarettes. So starting at this end, got a cherry tomato in there. It's just had a really heavy prune. Basically he had shoots going everywhere. It was so heavy it was down on the ground out of its own weight. I decided to give it a prune back and take off all the growing ends, just so I could see if I could encourage the tomatoes to actually grow some more instead of leaves. Got my first little tomatoes down there. One there, they've only been in, this whole garden's only been planted about a month. Got some oregano, some dill, got red oak lettuce in there. All of my pots, well nearly all of my pots, are self-watering containers. I've used buckets here with the sides because they were meant to actually be hung from the wall and then let the tomatoes and everything trail, you know, down and just hang. But I decided that I wasn't gonna drill things into the wall because the real estate agent might be a little bit upset about that. But anyway, the self-watering container, you can see over the back here that I've got a little pipe here that goes down the back, and I've got a train coming. It's going to be really quite loud, so I'll just try and talk over it a bit. This self-watering container, that's a bit too loud. This self-watering container, I've got a piece of styrofoam floating about here. Well, not floating, it's got little stands under it, and the water fills up this section. There's a little overflow hole you can see around the back here actually, down here behind this leaf, down there, and you fill it up to that, and then the plants take the water out of it. A lot of it is evaporating at the top, but you can stick your finger in and you get down, you know, depth of a finger, and it feels quite moist. All the plants are doing really well. Pretty much nothing is watered from, you know, the top. Everything is watered down through those pipes. We've got a cucumber growing here. He's just had all the running tips taken off of it as well, so I can actually get some cucumbers to grow. I've got one cucumber in there doing well. My first decent cucumber so far. Another one over here, got a green squash and a black Russian tomato. A bit hard to see with the shade there from the bamboo mesh. Got some green oaks, some mizoon. I got 2 of my pots. I've got this piece of core flute cut out, with little cutouts in it. Basically the whole idea is I've sticky taped them on so that I can stop some of the evaporation and stop water getting in there. There's actually a little pile of dry fertilizer sitting right in the middle here. So I haven't fertilized any of this stuff since I planted it, because I've got the fertilizer in there. And the whole idea is that the plants access what water they want and what fertilizer they want instead of me forcing it down on them. So this, like these lettuce, they don't get top watered at all. All the water comes through this hole here and comes up through the wicks up through. Got another train, they always come in 2s. Out on the balcony is really loud, but when you're inside you don't hear them. So yeah, these guys water themselves and they do really well. We take leaves off them, they grow back quite quickly. These guys were pruned fairly heavily yesterday, and there's already 2 or 3 leaves that have shot out to start replacing them. Down here, again, same thing, styrofoam box. I was short a pot, so I just chopped up a styro box. Same thing again, self-watering container, got the little fill there, got a overflow hole there, so you know how full it is. You only fill up to the overflow hole. Got some leek, tepin chili, who's doing pretty well now. When I first stuck it in, it just sat there for 3 weeks and then suddenly started dropping all its old leaves. I thought it was dead, and then it burst out a new leaf. So hopefully it's going to start doing something now. Garlic, chives, basil, which gets used a lot. Over here, this is the biggest self-watering container. This is our first one actually. And I tried to copy an earth box as close as I could. So I've got the core fluid on there to try and stop some of the evap going out as well. It's got holes drilled down here. Sun suddenly come out, it's making everything very bright. Holes drilled out there. I've got 2 broccoli, 2 rocket which are taking over. I've got a mazoon and a bok choy. Bok choy is just being eaten leaf by leaf because we don't want to chop the whole thing out. It seems to be doing pretty well like that. So I'm hoping I'll be able to keep production up from 1 bok choy for a fair while. My capsicums have never done well. I brought them about this size, a bit less leaf, and they had some little capsicums on it which I chopped off because I wanted to promote some growth. And they've never really done anything except sit there, so I don't know. Beans are going really well. I just got some little beans now. Got to do a bit of a harvest again. I got 2 beans, but I broke this one when I was actually planting it. Managed to survive, but it's never been, you know, very big. Oh, more leek. That was by accident. We bought a punnet of leek, and there was about 50 of them in 6 little things. So I decided to spread them out and try and save as many as I could. Probably got about 20 leek, which is going to be overkill when they all grow up at the same time. My poor zucchini, it's not doing very well. It's been really heavily hit by powdery mildew. All my cucurbits have, but I've managed to control it pretty well on my squash and cucumber. The zucchini though, I just haven't been able to do anything for it. It's not doing well, so I imagine I'm going to have to chop it out one of these days and try and find a more downy mildew resistant zucchini. I think it's got a problem with how much moisture is always in the pots because of the self-wicking style. I've got a mini eggplant here. You can see one of them growing in there. That'll get probably another inch and a half longer and really ripen up. That thing's just going crazy. There's flowers all over it. Going to be eating a lot of eggplant shortly. I've had one off it and it was quite nice from all accounts. Got some little chilies here. I'm pretty sure they're like a Thai sweet chili or a little bird's eye chili or something. Got them from my father-in-law, so I have no idea what they are until they actually flower. Another salad, another lettuce, they're everywhere. Got some red figs, another heirloom variety of tomato. This guy is a prime candidate for getting trimmed heavily, as long as I can prove the concept with said cherry tomato, with her in charge. She doesn't want to risk not getting her tomatoes. Ceylon or Asian spinach. This thing was up to nearly the roof before I put the mesh there, and starting to grow it around that. We've just been chopping it up into salads, but the whole plan is to be able to make things like spinach soups and cream spinach, that kind of thing. Another little lettuce. There's lettuce everywhere. But yeah, that's it. We've got rosemary and some parsley over here. The rosemary's done absolutely nothing since we planted it. They're out of the rain because we've heard that parsley and rosemary aren't really big fans of it. Yeah, you know, we're 3 stories up off the ground. We've got 2.5 by 3.5 meters, and nice little productive veggie garden. If you were a bit more picky with what you were growing, you'd really be able to grow a fair bit. Like, we get nearly all our salads from here now. Once the tomato comes in properly and the cucumber, you know, we won't be buying salad at all. Beans are good. I wish I had space for carrots, but it ain't gonna happen. They're not productive enough. I'm trying to focus on things that keep producing over a long span, hence why I've chosen, you know, red oak lettuce and the bok choy and that kind of thing, because you can keep pruning off them and they'll keep growing. And yeah, like, we use a lot of herbs. The basil just is absolutely amazing, having fresh basil to cook with, and oregano. One day, if you're ever interested, try mayonnaise, chopped up dill and cucumber mixed together, let it sit for an hour. It's really yummy. But yeah, thanks for having a look, and let me know what you think. See ya.